Well, welcome everyone. I am Joy Fitzgerald, the host and moderator of today's panel discussion, Help, My Hair is in Quarantine. Today's session is brought to you by SpeakingJoy, who shares products, services, and advice to bring joy to every aspect of your life. And if you are like me, I will have to tell you, hair is definitely an area that brings joy to my life. Unfortunately, over the last 7 to 8 weeks, due to social distancing and safer at home, many of us, we're having to live differently. Where we go, what we can purchase, how we work, where we work, all of those things have changed, but also things such as self-care and beauty regimens have changed for many of us as well. We're trying new hairstyles, new techniques, new products. And quite frankly, some of us just need some help. I must admit, working virtually over the last couple of months, there have been times when I have avoided or even questioned, should I turn the camera on? For fear or just a little shyness about what people might think or say about my hair or how I look. And I can only imagine that I am not alone. So today, women, men, I've brought help to the table. I have 3 experts that is here with us today. All of them are licensed cosmetologists. Over the years, I've had the honor and the pleasure of each of them helping to take care and maintain my hair. So, but before I introduce the panel, I want to just do a couple of announcements. I would like for everyone, if you can, take this moment right now and share this live video. Share, 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 so that your friends, your family, your loved ones can join in and be a part of this conversation and this dialogue on today. Also, while we're going to be talking to each other, we will be moderating your comments. So please comment. We want to hear from you. Whatever your questions are, if they share something that you want us to talk a little bit about more, or you want a more clarifying answer to that question, please type in the comments below so that we can make sure that we are providing all of the help and the tips that you're so anxiously awaiting to hear. So let me begin by introducing this panel. First, we have Angie Allen. Angie is a certified trichologist and cosmetologist known as the Haircare Coach in Memphis, Tennessee. Angie has 3 decades of experience in the hair care industry. She enjoys teaching hair care strategies that create an environment for what she likes to call MVP hair. And she's recently published a book on hair. And we're going to talk about that and share more information about that here in a moment. So welcome, Angie, and thanks.
Thank you for having me.
Next, I'd like to introduce Aubriana Williams. Aubriana is the owner and a stylist at Hello to Beautiful Hair, the Salon in Indianapolis, Indiana. She is affectionately known by her customers as the Queen of Slayage, specializes in hair care, hair color, and listen at this, undetectable hair extensions. Oh, wow, we want to hear about that. Welcome.
Hello.
Last, but certainly not least, we have Erica Stowe. Erica is the owner of Images and Style Salon and Spa in Cedar Rapids, Iowa, and a stylist at Sheer Wonders in Decorah, Iowa. She has over 16 years in the industry, and she teaches classes for cosmetology students, but also cosmetology instructors, ethnic hair care. So you see, oh my God, these amazing women, we got the right people to come and help us today. Now I must tell you, I miss all of you. I miss. I miss going to the salon, but I will tell you, I don't just miss getting my hairstyle. For me, going to the salon is an experience. I miss seeing some of the women that I get to see every other week. I miss the conversations, the dialogue, the pampering. And I must tell you, some of the juiciest conversations and heartiest laughs and best advice has come under that, what it feels like 200-degree Fahrenheit drum you have us sitting under forever, but also sitting in your chair. You've poured into the hearts and souls of so many people. So we want you to know that we miss you. We can't wait to return, but we want to do it in a safe way. But until then, you get to pour back into us today and to all of the people who are watching. So let's get started. So Erica, I want to start with you. Yes. While we're banned from visiting our stylists, many of us are really trying to maintain our hair. We're doing things like flat ironing. We're picking the hottest of the tools we can find on Amazon and other places. Some have pulled out that old pressing comb.
Yes.
So tell me, is heat our enemy? What advice would you have as we are trying to maintain our hair?
Yes, heat can be your enemy. Too much of anything can be bad for you. And so during this time, if you are not a person who usually shampoos, blow dries, and thermal styles their hair, if you are a natural girl, now would not be the time to turn to a flat iron. You want to look for a more protective style, like a twist out or something like that, because you don't have your professional to help you, or you may not have the thermal protectants that you may need. So I would suggest stay away from heat. If you are someone who usually does a weekly blowout or every 2-week blowout thermal style, then maybe once a week, once every 2 weeks is fine. And then maintain it by wrapping or rolling your hair is what I would suggest.
Awesome, great. So just to add a little bit to that, does heat cause split ends? Should we be worried about heat with split ends? Because sometimes we leave the curler on that end the longest.
Mm-hmm. So heat can cause damage, and we can help prevent damage. We can help treat damage, but if it's damaged and it's gone, if you destroyed that disulfide bond, that hair cannot come back. So it either needs to be trimmed off or you got to start over. So yes, those thermal irons can be just as bad as chemical damage. So yes, you really need to watch how much heat you're giving, even blow dryer heat. Maybe try a cooler setting or do like a stretch dry style.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
That's
So
good.
now, Angie, what are some of the basic hair care steps we can take now, just to make sure that we minimize some of this damage beyond just heat that we're talking about? What are some steps we could be taking?
Okay, so I'm going to use the acronym CARE so that hopefully we can kind of remember. Number 1 for C is consult your hair care professional. If you've trusted them all this time, they have all of the answers. They know what products you need. They know what styles you need. They know how to tell you how to handle your hair. They know what to tell you not to do. Consult them first for all of the information and for not just instruction, but also demonstration, because we can do things virtual. Okay. Number 2, apply a consistent hair care regimen. Just like Erica was saying, you want to keep up with whatever your hair care professional has been doing. You want to maintain that with the instructions that they have given you. That includes proper detangling, shampooing, deep conditioning, using your support products, and also preparing your head for bed. That's something that some people do not do. And especially the curly girls. We just want to go to bed cute. No, no, and no. You're going to create some unnecessary tangles and troubles for yourself that you should not have to deal with. And this is probably one you have not heard, but you want to record everything that you're doing. You want to record, first of all, what they've told you to do so that you can be held accountable for the information. So if something goes wrong, you'll be able to have a record to give to your stylist when you get back. you can say, you know what, I use this and this, but I kind of changed this up a bit. And I kind of noticed my hair, I don't know what's going on with it. And she'll be able to look at the records and say, well, you probably did not use that blow dryer at the proper heat temperature. That's probably where you messed up, or you used too much dryer time. I told you 20 minutes, you said you stayed for 30 because of whatever reason. That's probably why you're a little more dry. She'll be able to know those things. And E, every style, and especially during this time, should be a protective style, but not just a protective style, but a protective process to accomplish that style. And there is a difference.
Awesome. I'm gonna remember that care. All right. I need to.
Yeah, I just want to say, like, that, how she broke that down, that's how you know if you're going to a good stylist, or if you know that somebody knows what they're talking about, because they can break it down that well to in layman's terms, and also in a stylist can understand that as well. You know what I mean?
Thank you.
Like, people don't take all that time to break that down for their clients, and that is huge right there. I hope everybody took notes on that.
Thank you.
I took notes.
That's awesome. So, Anna, first of all, my style today and the way that she is looking is all thanks. This is a virtual style option I was able to purchase and deliver safely in my mailbox that I could look as amazing as I wanted to be today. So
Yes.
thank you. So there are
Beautiful.
Thank you. You look beautiful as well. So I know as we talk about hair extensions, I often hear people saying, oh, well, people only use hair extensions because they want to grow their hair. So that's for women who either have short hair that won't grow. Is that a myth? Has that been your experience? Why are women choosing things like units and hair weaves or extensions? Tell me more about your experience with this.
In my experience, and at Hello Beautiful Hair, the salon, hair extensions equal versatility. Hair extensions do not equal necessity. Like, hair extensions are enhancements. You can use them as enhancements. You don't have to have anything. You can definitely rock your natural curls. But for instance, under this beautiful wig, I'm relaxed. So my hair is straight. I have my natural texture is probably even kinkier than this. So I'm very relaxed. I love being relaxed. But like I said, versatility, I wouldn't ever be able to get this look if, you know what I mean, if I didn't have a unit or if I didn't have extensions. And it's just a different look. And also you can have color with extensions, you can have length, you can have short. Myself, my hair is long. I can say, okay, well, I want to try a bob today. I can try a bob with extensions. It doesn't mean that we want to have our hair straight all the time. It doesn't mean that we want to have our hair long all the time. As you see, this is full of body. If anything, people probably think this is just my natural hair. I just want to change it up, and I like to be versatile. And that's the good thing about extensions. They can also give you versatility. It doesn't keep you in a box.
I love that. And just FYI, if you follow her, I think she has been like 20 different people over this.
Probably about 20 different people. I think it's good for marriage. I'm married. It's very good for marriage. I mean, today I'm Tanya. I mean, I'm Abriana, but AKA Tanya today. This wig is called Tanya. I have looked like 20 different women probably since the quarantine. You can always see me looking completely different because the versatility of extensions. Like, I have fun with it, and it's a fun thing, and it's good to, settle your worries about things like hair color or over processing your hair or your natural hair. You can turn to extensions just to give your hair a break. This is a full wig. None of my hair is out. So it's a protective style with that as well. And like she said, then I'm doing the proper care to my natural hair as well under this wig.
Yes.
So I think,
I always say hair is an accessory, and change it often. An outfit can look so much better with the right hair. So change it often, ladies. Switch it up a little bit. Add some spice to your life.
Yes.
and you get to test things. Like if you versus trying a cut and then hating it for almost a year while it's in that ugly grow out phase. That with other hair.
Yes.
Or you do it on your hair. So a little bit more on that piece. Women who wear units sometimes might cornrow their hair or wear braids underneath. Does this mean that it's a no maintenance style, Anna?
Absolutely not.
Tell me more about
It's still maintenance. For instance, when we went on quarantine, I was due for a relaxer. I haven't had a relaxer. My hair is very, very, very thick. You can see my hair. Well, you know my hair, but you guys can like go to my social media and see my hair is very thick. And I'm very tender-headed and I love relaxer. I love it. I'm never gonna stop using it. But like, for instance, yeah, so I have like, maybe this much new growth. So I can't just not maintenance, my hair because I have extensions in, or I'm just gonna throw a wig on top. If I don't care about my hair, I can do that. But if I want to keep the, the beautiful, my hair is beautiful and I love it. And I like my hair long. So if I want to keep it long and healthy and full, I need to take care of it. So for instance, under my wig, what I do is I oil my scalp. First I take like she said, the process, take it through a whole shampoo process, 3 different shampoos, follow up with a deep condition, follow up with oiling my scalp, properly detangling your hair, not just breaking at it, not take the time to care for the things that you care for. So if you care for your hair, and if your stylist has put all this time into taking care of your hair before quarantine, don't just throw that all away and say, oh, I'm gonna just pop a wig on, or I'm just gonna put a unit on and it's gonna be okay, because it's not gonna be okay. It's gonna probably be a matted mess under. You don't want that. So you definitely have to take the time to take care of your hair even better than you would take care of a unit, So no, it's not low maintenance. It's really just maintenance. It's a different kind of maintenance. That's what the answer is. It's just a different kind of maintenance.
Thank you.
I wanted to add something to that because she's so right. And I have a lot of my clients are leaning more toward the natural hair, but a lot of my clients are still relaxed, and I still do relaxers. And during this time, you cannot go to your stylist, and I do not recommend doing a relaxer at home. But I had an instructor in hair school tell me that if you ever have a time where you cannot relax your hair and you get a ton of regrowth, she said, pull out that old pressing comb and get that hair even and keep it straight, your roots as straight as you can, until you can get back to the salon for a relaxer. Because if you leave the natural roots and then that relaxed hair can get weak. So keep it even as much as you can, a warm iron, and get it clean if you don't have a wig or a unit option.
That is so true, because the relaxed hair is already at a weaker state.
Right.
Even if you have color hair, like say you have new growth, your color, anything chemical treated, is at a weaker state. So like you said, you want to kind of get it on an equal playing ground, because if you're going through that, thick hair, like if I have this up here and I have bone straight down here,
right,
this is going to break right off because it's not as strong as this.
Yeah, absolutely.
Good.
And for those that do not feel comfortable with a pressing comb, it's a whole nother ball game.
Right.
Because like with what we have now, the irons, you put it on a temperature, that's what you get. But when you put that pressing comb on that fire, you have to test it.
Amen.
Every time.
And I will have to tell you, some of us have trauma stories of pressing combs, children.
I do too, and
I know you're listening, but it was kind of traumatic at times.
They have electric pressing combs too, though.
Okay.
They have electric, so you can control the temperature down.
Yes, get that one. That I would definitely recommend. And like one of you said something about the stretch blow dry process, where you don't even have to use the comb. If you divide the hair in small enough sections, if you just pull that hair just a little bit and let that blow dry, move it now, don't just hold it there, but move it while you're doing it, it'll loosen up for you as well. And then of course, you must apply moisture so that you can have some sort of a protection at that demarcation line where you have that old hair and that new hair connecting. So you always want to make sure that if nothing else, you keep that area as moist as possible.
Ms. Joy, how I set you guys at the salon, how I plait you guys and then I put you in the dryer, that is what I'm doing. I'm just stretching out that root so I don't have to use as much heat. I'm just, helping the smoothing process so that I don't have to use much heat. There's all different techniques to help, get to the healthy hair.
For us non-stylists, this is what she's trying to say. So I'm going to speak this. Here we go. After you wash that hair, and it's in its beautiful curl pattern, whatever that is, she will make sure she gets a little small piece of mousse or something, and she will brush it down and put my hair in two plaits and kind of lay it down. She sculpts it. That's a better way. It's a sculpting process. And then put me under the dryer. And then it actually comes out to where very little heat, if any, is needed because the hair has kind of just smoothed out. And I am relaxer free. I don't have a relaxer. And I don't think I ever will go back. But these are all options that we all have, but I like color. But before we go there, I want to show a little love to every stylist, every barber, everywhere around the world. So those of you that are watching right now, if you miss your stylist or barber, text in the comments, tag their name, share what you most miss about them. They'll read it, whether it's tonight or tomorrow, and it might just put a little smile or be a boost of encouragement for them, because I mean, this is their business. They don't make money, many of them, if they're not in the salon. So my heart goes out to all of you, and we will be returning as soon as it is safe. And now talk about how proud I am of a book, and I encourage all of the viewers to purchase this book. Angie's book, it's called Heirloom, A Woman's Generational Guide to Hair Care, Wholeness, and Balance for Life. And from my perspective, not only is there great hair advice in here, it's a journal. There's a lot of encouragement, a lot of spiritual advice. I mean, she has poured her whole heart into this book. And Angie, one of the techniques that you talk about in this book that I had really never heard of before, but I know you do a lot of these things in your salon, you talked about the concept of combing or detangling your hair with your fingers. And my grandmother has been with me for several weeks, and she is like adamant. Angie says, use your fingers, use your fingers. So tell me about why you introduced that technique, or why you see that as important in taking care of your clients.
Well, the detangling process is one of those protective processes. And what I found, it's better to be proactive than reactive. It takes just a second to break your hair, and then it could take 2 years to get that length back. So for me, I just try to be proactive and avoid breaking or compromising the integrity of the strand as much as I can. And it's for several reasons. For number one, we don't understand the gravity that works against us. Some of us don't understand our strength when we're using mechanical tools. And so for instance, the wide tooth comb, you know, it's not flexible. It's already a hard material. And it's always best to detangle with your fingers first. Why? Because the comb can't feel. You can, your fingers can feel, but the comb can't. So a lot of times we kind of in a hurry and we're raking and we don't realize, I mean, just even the physics behind the force. And we're raking through tangles that we could have easily alleviated or opened up and to remove that shed hair. That's really what's causing the tangles anyway. We could have removed that with just a little product and with our fingers. So by the time we put the comb in there, it should glide right through. We should never have to rake. That way we can optimize our density over time as well as length retention. And I know you saw grandmama's hair. She has done very well with her length retention. And guess what? I have not even trimmed her yet. So some people think you have to trim to grow. I've not trimmed her. I've still kept the same hair that she came to me with. Wow. And she's been able to watch and see that her hair is actually growing. Now we will get to a trim, but not just yet.
Awesome. We have a question that's coming. So if all of you want to comment, or either one, it says, I'm recovering from COVID-19. So first of all, our hearts and prayers and thoughts with you that you just continue to stay safe and healthy. But I've experienced a lot of hair loss. What should I do, or what can I do? So any advice for this individual?
Is she natural, or, I mean, I would first ask if she's natural or relaxed, because I think that there's different, regimens, but I would just begin to try to do research on, or talk to her if she had a stylist before, maybe, check back in with her stylist and say, is there anything that you can give me, any advice or any products? Like me, myself, I'm offering an at-home kit for my for my clients, because the same products that I'm offering them are products that I would use in the salon. And then I went and did a video showing them how to properly shampoo their hair with the products and all those things.
Mhm.
So that's what I would do. I would tell her to try to reach out to someone, or someone she trusts, with her hair, or someone she looks up to with hair, something like that, to try to get her on a regimen to where to start, because we don't even know, what state her hair is in right now.
Exactly.
I would,
Exactly.
go ahead, Angie, if
Go
you
ahead.
respond. I would say when you're dealing with an illness, something internally,
Mhm.
most of the times you will see it react in your hair, your nails. And so what I would say to her is definitely get some good products, some biotin, take your vitamins, vitamin C, vitamin E, but also since she has been sick, I'm sure her diet has not been the best with the COVID-19.
Mhm.
So replenishing your body with healthy foods. A lot of people don't understand that the health of your hair also plays a big part with what we put in our mouths. And so if your body prioritizes your main organs get everything, your heart, your lungs, your kidneys, your brain, they get the best of what you eat. And then whatever's left, the last thing on the totem pole is usually your hair, skin, and nails. So even though she's coming through this sickness, thank God, she has to replenish what she lost from being sick. And so taking your vitamins, but eating balanced food, and she should see hair growth come back after this illness.
Angie, any more to offer on that?
Definitely, I would have to find out what she's been doing. I would need, how we go in and we do the assessment in the doctor's office. I have, even in my book, I have a whole page of where have you been, where you are now, so we can know where to go. So there would be no way, but what they said, definitely that would be a part of that. But I would need a little more information, and I would need to know if it's an external or if it's an internal issue that she's dealing with.
And medicines that they give you to place your health as well. So it's a wide spectrum of things, but your stylist and your doctor should be able to work together to help her get
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So to further elaborate on that point, I remember, Angie, something that you do at your salon, and your mom used to do it, and I thought it was just fascinating. If you've ever been a client at that salon, they take copious notes. Literally, it's like going to a physician. When you come in, she's going to break out the book of your last visit. She can tell you what she did to your hair, products she used, and she takes a photo at every visit, before and after, and she has it cataloged. And you talk about this in your book. Tell me why the record piece is so important. And because I think you're going to encourage a lot of us here today that we need to be keeping records when we go back to the shop.
Yes, the hair, most people just look at hair as a fragile appendage of the anatomy of the body that's unnecessary for sustaining life. But when we get through, it's still an appendage, okay? It's still connected to a life source. And so there are a whole lot of things that go into the viability. MVP means manageability, viability, and protected hair. And so there's so much that goes into that. And when we start trying to explain why my hair is dry, why my hair is breaking, why my hair is this, there are clues and tips to why. But if you don't have a record, we can't go back and see what you've been doing or not doing that we've suggested. And so that's why I try to make sure that I protect not only myself, but also my clients when I'm using products. If they come back 1 week and say, I felt a little extra itching this week. First of all, I'm going to consider external things. The weather, has it changed? I'm going to consider what's going on in their life. And then I'm going to go to my books and I'm going to see if I've changed anything or tried something different. That way I can eliminate things just by the records that I'm keeping.
So all products aren't equal.
No.
Yeah, and let me step in right now. I have a lot of clients that have been telling me they've been doing, at home, their at-home care of products, and they're like, oh, I went to, the hair store, I went to Sally's. And I'm like, okay, so what you're telling me is you went to somewhere where anyone can purchase this product. So this product is not, specifically made for you and your hair. They do not know what your hair is doing. So, I have people tell me, oh, I'm protein sensitive. And I'm like, how do you know that? Did your doctor tell you that? Or did a style, So it's crazy how people just come up with things, or if you're buying anything that's mass marketed, it is made for, it's diluted. I feel like it's not even the level that you can get from a, you know, licensed stylist. That's why we're licensed. That's why we can buy things that, you know, unlicensed can't. So think about that too. And like she said, consult your stylist or consult a stylist that you think that, oh, well, she does, you know, she does wonderful natural hair. I'm listening to her right now. She is sounding like somebody I would want to go to. Let me consult her.
That's good stuff.
Yeah, it is. It's huge. It's huge. And like, I really want to say, Miss Angie, you are like, what all the things that you're saying right now is really like putting the pressure on me, and I appreciate it, because I'm like, I gotta do better. I want to take notes. Like, I'm literally on my phone, like taking notes, because I want to start being that diligent and that, you know what I mean, on top of my client's hair, because thank God that I have, you know, been able to grow my client's hair, take care of my client's hair, but we can always elevate ourselves. And that's the thing about hair. There's always room for elevation, and never stay stagnant. And there's always knowledge to be, you know what I'm saying?
Always learning.
Taken in, like, hold on to that knowledge. So like when Ms. Joy, you know, reached out to me about this, I'm like, of course, I love to talk to stylists. I love to talk to businesswomen. I love to be in a room of elevation. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
So thank you.
Thank you so much. I'm not going to cry.
Don't be surprised if I call and come down to Memphis and mentor in the salon, because I do that.
Come on.
I mean, like, people need that. There's a lot of people that are just, and I'm 28, so I'm speaking on my people, you know, my age group. I know a lot of people that just think that they just, oh, you know, I got my license and I know how to comb some hair, so I can do some hair.
Yeah.
And it's way deeper. Obviously, all the things that we're saying here is way deeper than that, you know? And I want people to understand, our clients to understand, we put a lot of work in what we're doing every single day. We're not, none of us, you know, we're not kitchen stylists here, and we're not, we take our career and what we do every day serious.
Absolutely.
And we take your hair serious, and we really care for our clients, and we care for your hair.
Yes.
Absolutely. I love it. Oh, I love it, love it, love it. So someone also wrote in and asked, for women who might have gray hair, is it safe for them to apply color until they can return to the salon? What guidance might you give? So Erica, you want to share your thoughts about women who might be trying to wash that gray away?
You know what? I am so not for home coloring. Because you would need a professional product, and you can only get that from your professional. But I have had so many text messages from clients that, oh my gosh, my gray is out of control. You know, can I just do a rinse? And I did tell one client, because she works on the like Zoom and web, you know, and she has to be seen. And she is Caucasian, so she's not going to wear a wig. And I told her, I said, you may do a rinse if you would like. I said, but I would rather you just spray a little, you know, something in there until you can come into the salon, please. So my advice to women out there, please do not home color, because once you buy a non-professional, there's so many elements in there that are going to be so hard for your stylist, all those metallic dyes. For us to do a professional and get that out of there, it's just best to wait for your stylist and just do a little spray color and touch it up with a little pencil or something.
Absolutely.
That's good.
I agree.
Yeah. You're hearing from the experts. Women, put those home kits down. Don't try it. Let it go. Leave it alone.
That's right.
Yeah. I think everyone right now is understanding of if you're going through a phase right now. Like, we know what you usually look like, or we know that, you know, this is not a representation of the actual you. I think everybody understands that. And don't just, you know, don't feel the pressure to just be perfect and just do that because you feel that pressure. Everybody's going through that same pressure. Everybody has that. We're all, you know, leveling out right now with this quarantine going on. So it's okay, you know, and really, I feel like it's a confidence builder. Because I mean, me, myself, I'm pretty confident in myself, but I know that there are a lot of people that might not, like, they might usually always have a sew-in or always have some form of extensions or color or things like that. And they had to dial back and not do that. And so it's, you know, you have to be okay with yourself, which is healthy. I think that that's great. You know what I mean? To be able to say, you know what, I look good in this bonnet. I look good in this iron out. I look good with this wig on. You know, regardless, I'm all right with myself.
That's
So,
right.
Enhances the beauty that is already there. We're not doing extensions because it makes me beautiful. No, I'm already beautiful. I'm just enhancing what I want to.
again.
I'm just enhancing the beauty that is already there.
Love it, love it. You know, I will tell you, for us non-stylists who are needing a lot of help right now, it is forcing us to fall back in love with our hair in its own natural state, whatever that state is, and to remember that that's how you were born, that's how you were created and designed, and you are perfect and wonderfully made. This is just an enhancement of it. And so I will tell you, I have been really playing in my hair. I'm gonna try not to pull too hard, put too much heat, and I definitely won't be putting any chemical in. But chemicals, Ariana, you know, I love color.
yeah.
I love me some color. And I think I've had color from all of these women.
Yeah.
So, does color create or make your hair, particularly the blonder you go? Does it dry it out a little bit more? What should we be doing if we have color in our hair during this time to make sure that it's not dry?
I find that a lot of people think that because their hair texture is natural, or they haven't put a relaxer in their hair, that means that they're natural. When in actuality, no, you are no longer natural. If you put any chemical in your hair, you are no longer natural.
Thank you.
So let me just say that real quick. But
We had a hallelujah moment.
right. Secondly, yes, any chemical, anything that you're doing to alter your hair is going to alter your hair. You know what I mean? So if your hair is naturally, 1B or like dark brown, and you take it up to level 10 and you start off at a 1, yes, you're making all those steps or alterations all the way up. And yes, even the best of stylists can possibly change your texture because it is a chemical process, and it is, changing the molecules of your hair all the way going up. So yes, but if you do have color, any color, even if you have black, you still need to be moisturizing your hair. And just like she said, especially if you are relaxed and you haven't had a relaxer, you definitely need to keep that, natural hair, or where that line of demarcation starts. You need to keep that moisturized.
Absolutely.
The key to this right now, I would say, is moisture. Keep your hair moisturized. There's nothing wrong with keeping your hair moisturized, oiling your scalp, just putting something on your hair, and just even stimulating your scalp often. Don't just, like she said, that bed regimen is really serious. Put something on your hair, wrap your hair down, or even like myself, I'm relaxed, but my hair is really thick. So like you wouldn't think I'm relaxed if you see my hair, but I will braid my hair down, and I'll just wear it in braid, and I'll just wear it wavy and wear it big. So that's a style right there. That's a protective style. I haven't done anything. I'll go through, oil my scalp and then just braid it down, put the bonnet on. That right there is a very simple bedtime regimen. Just don't go to sleep with your hair pressed like this, and you just, matting that up. You don't want to do that. Definitely don't go to sleep with your hair wet, because you don't want to really do that either, because that could cause, you could grow mold in your hair if you're not taking care of your hair. So just, think a little deeper. I mean, like I said, I don't think anything is low maintenance. I think everything is maintenance. Now there are, levels to that, but I think everything causes maintenance. But I think right now, with everything that's going on, even if you're just relaxed, even if you're natural, even if you have color, moisture is key right now. Just keeping your hair moisturized so that it's not easily broken. Even your ends, keeping your ends moisturized, because you can't really get a proper trim right now if you need it, or if you needed one prior to this. You can't get a haircut, and you don't want to come back and end up getting a haircut, cutting all your hair off because it's completely damaged.
That's right.
Follow up on that. Funny story. I remember when I moved to Iowa, and there weren't a lot of hair salons. I couldn't find them readily that did African-American hair. And I remember I was calling on the phone saying, hey, I want my ends, and I used the word clipped. Nobody knew what I was talking about. So I go to the word trim. Right. Erica, is there a difference between a trim and a cut? Because I know women, when we see you come out with scissors about it's time for a trim, you make me nervous. Right. I get really scared that I'm gonna look back and see all of this hair behind me. So tell me the difference, and are we using the right language, or I want your thoughts.
So I always tell my students, a trim is an inch or less, okay? Less than an inch. A cut is more than an inch. And a lot of times I sometimes get my hair cut by a Caucasian stylist. And so I have to be careful with my verbiage with her, because if I say, hey, I want to get my hair cut, she's automatically in the mind, okay, what style are we thinking? But if I say I want to trim, then I say less than an inch. And if there's anything that needs to be more than that, then show your client or show them so we're on the same page, because then people will be feeling like they got botched when the stylist was only trying to do what was best and let those ends go, because you want your hair to be healthy. And so, yes, a trim, less than an inch, you're just snipping the very minimum. And then a cut is going to be more of like a style or, a diva cut or whatever. But if your stylist is a great stylist, she's going to tell you, hey, you have more damage than a trim, so we might need to bump you up to a cut. And so that's important to communication with your stylist is so important on what you want.
Miss Erica, do you find that, I feel like a lot of people will come in and they say, well, that stylist was scissor happy, and they came in with hair this length, but all of this was damaged. So it's like, you really needed that. And I didn't, your hair was split all the way up to here. So I needed to cut that if you want a healthy hair. So it's not that, like, it's not that we're scissor happy, but it's that's what you needed. Do you find, like, how do you deal with things like that?
I have had other clients come to me from other stylists because they have said, she's too scissor happy. And I just cringe when I hear that, because I know those stylists and I don't think they're scissor happy at all. They just wanted to do what was best for that client's hair. But again, the communication. So I tell them, I said, well, I don't think she might have been scissor happy. Maybe you all weren't clear on what you wanted, or maybe she wasn't clear on what your hair needed. So communication, client, we used to call it consultation, is so important, so that this client doesn't leave saying, Erica's too scissor happy, she likes to cut all your hair out. No, Erica does not. Erica wants you to have long, beautiful, natural hair. But yes, I get that all the time.
Believe it or not, that's why my mom, she's retired now. That's why she started taking pictures, because someone left her salon and said she cut all my hair off. And so ever since then, she takes a picture. She says, this is what we're working with. And she goes in stages so she can show them on the camera. You see how you can see through this? Do you want to leave it like that? Your curl is not going to hold, or this or that, and it's going to keep. And so they can make the decision, because they kind of forget sometimes how long their hair really was from the beginning.
And so 2 inches is all your hair? Is that all you had?
that is probably all they had.
We took off.
And they're like, I needed those 2 inches.
Oh my!
And I could have got a bump with those 2 inches. Now I'm mad at you.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I think that's
all my hair.
I think that social media helps with that, because, like, Ms. Joy, I love, like, I tell people, before you sit in my chair, if you sit in my chair, I'm taking a picture of you, because I worked hard on this style and I need to, show my work. I'm building my work and I want to show people what I've done. And so I take multiple pictures, I take multiple video all the time, because I'm always, putting out content on my social media. But I think that helps now, because it got like, this how you came in right here. This how you came in right here, and this how you left.
That's
and,
right.
Did you want to look like this or this? And it's just straight up. And it helps stylists be able to be straight up. Because that's where I call myself. I'm like, I'm the realest hairstylist in Indianapolis. I'm gonna tell you the truth. Yep. I'm not trying to hurt your feelings, but because I really want you to be beautiful. Because that's what that's my whole goal, is to make you beautiful and make you feel beautiful. And this dead hair, that's not gonna do it. And you want this picture from Instagram, that's not gonna come out like that.
Not your reality.
Not your reality.
Not your reality.
So I think we're learning a few points. I just learned today. Number one, that if you have, so for all of the naturalistas who thinking that because you don't have relaxed hair, that you're natural, if you have color or any chemical in your hair, you aren't natural anymore. Okay, got it. So a question is coming in, Angie, that I would like you to help with. We're talking a lot about moisture. So what products, or if you don't want to name a brand, what are the things people should be looking into products that would give hair moisture? And is that like a deep hair care moisture after you wash it. Tell us more about that.
Well, first of all, the moisture of the hair starts with the conditioning process.
Okay.
And a lot of times people think, well, I can just condition any old kind of way, and then I can just put all this product on top and it's going to make my hair do what it needs to do. But the actual moisture comes with the conditioning process. And something else that people may not realize is you have to be very, very careful with products that have certain ingredients, particularly petroleum, lanolin, and mineral oil, because they can cause a negative buildup, not only on the strand, but also on the scalp. And what happens over time is, because we're natural, we've decided that I don't want to do any clarifiers. I'm just going to either, no poo and show poo. I
What
don't
is it
know
called? The conditioner. Co-wash.
co-wash. We want to co-wash. That's not cleaning.
That's not cleaning your hair.
Okay.
That it's not clean. It's like getting in a bathtub and putting on lotion to make everything soft. That's really what it is.
Really?
But
That is perfect. Like get in the bathtub.
I learned
and
that
put
from
on
somebody else. I can't claim that one. But that's basically what they're doing, because they're afraid that it's going to break. And instead of just taking the time to properly deep condition consistently, that's the key. It's consistency. And then the other part we don't realize is that moisture is just not enough. We have to seal the moisture. That's why we use oil on the hair, to seal. And a lot of people think, well, I put oil on my hair. Oil is only going to cover or coat the process that the hair is already in. So if it's dry, you just have a shiny, dry effect. You have to apply moisture first, and then you can seal your moisture, because a lot of times this cuticle is already lifted because we're not conditioning properly. We already have high porosity. So that little moisture you think is going in there, all that little product is coming right on back out. We're sleeping on cotton. We putting cotton hats on, scarves, and anything and everything is going to soak up all of that beautiful smell good product that we're using. And we're not sealing it. We're not protecting it. So definitely, if you don't do anything else and you're finding that your hair is dry and brittle, start with the conditioning process. And that process is very, very important. What most people, another thing, and let me know if I'm going too long, the other part about conditioning is a lot of people think, oh, well, 15 minutes, 20 minutes. But what happens is, a lot of times, because the hair is so dehydrated from the beginning, that product really did not saturate that strand. So we need to do two processes here. First, we need to make sure that we're completely and thoroughly, covering from root to tip. That's number one. You may have to divide your hair in sections to make sure, you know how we divided to do that relaxer? You may have to do that to make, depending on how dense your hair is. You just can't put a little bit in your hand and do this and you think you got out. No, you don't have the roots. You don't have the ends. You want to thoroughly saturate it. Then you want to cover it, of course. Get under the dryer for about 10 to 15 minutes. Take that cap off and see if you can still see conditioner. If you can't, that means your hair has soaked it up. You need more in that area. And a lot of people don't do that. But
say that one more time. Say that again, Angie.
You go under the dryer. You've completely saturated. You can see the product on the hair. If you put enough conditioner on your hair, you should be able to see it to some degree. Okay. Most of them are white, all right, or kind of thick. And we do need more, weight with natural hair, unless it's fine, of course. All right. You get under the dryer for 10 to 15 minutes. Look and see after coming out. Check the hair and see if you can still see that product sitting on top of the strand. If you cannot and it's soaked it up, you need to apply a little more conditioner in that area until for another 10 to 15 minutes. That way you'll be a little more sure that you have saturated that strand. Because our hair, we have different textures and types. Everyone along there, the whole head, some of us, we have straight in the back, it's way on the sides, it's curly in the top. I have to do different conditioning processes for different areas of my head. And some people don't know that, but we do. And so you wonder, why does part of our hair just keep breaking? I'm using the same product. You're not putting enough conditioner. You're not putting enough support product in that area. Just can't do a little bit here and then back here do the same little bit. We have a totally different texture back here. And it's soaking it up, because most of the time, this is the area where you have your clothes, it's rubbing, it's soaking up that product, especially in the winter. We have our wool coats, we have our scarves, and all that little nice product, that we're putting back here it's getting soaked right back up. And so a lot of times this little area, that nape area, it looks like we got a little taper back there because it's breaking. And it really needs more conditioning and more support products.
Wow.
Seal
And those three,
A stylist told me, I was watching the live, and a stylist said that like she's really into like the products, like she's really into what, you know, makes up products and things. She said that, you know, a lot of people of course hate that dryer, but that dryer is what actually activates the conditioner. So that heat is what activates the conditioner. So, you know, we don't want to go in the dryer, but we need that heat to activate the conditioner in your hair and so it can do its job. And so, like you said, like checking it after, that makes sense because, okay, it's done its job. Let me check and see if it did its job. If it didn't, let me reassess and do again.
Exactly. And not a hot, does not have to be on hot. It needs to be on medium. It needs to be on medium. And even with your roller sets, I know we're not talking about that right now, but roller sets are very important. You can stay under and dehydrate scalp and hair, trying to get certain sections dry. That will, I mean, take a whole lot of your, the good product that you put in, your conditioning, it'll just soak that right back out. So we have to be really careful with how we place our rollers. I just found the other day, some people connect rollers. And when you connect rollers, you're trying to keep it tight and, you know, tucked so that everything will stay straight. But what's happening is the hair in between the roller is not getting the direct, the proper heat to go through in between those rollers because you're putting them together, which increases your dryer time. And that's one thing that we definitely don't want to do, especially when we're trying to maintain our moisture levels. It makes a big difference. And then there's another process where you can rotate the rollers, but that's a whole nother story. But just to not dry out the hair.
Recap these products, Angie. We should avoid alcohol.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Mineral oil. And did you say anything?
I said petroleum,
Petroleum
lanolin, and mineral oil.
and mineral oil. All right.
Those are the things that clog. And then, of course, y'all know about the alcohols. Everybody knows about that. Everybody knows about that. And we have to be really careful with our silicones as well, not getting those cleaned properly because they coat the strand. And what happens is over time, if your strand stays coated, then your strand cannot receive conditioning or moisture.
Wow.
And I don't know if you guys heard about, like it was, I'm not gonna say the brand, but it was a craze about a specific brand that was going around with like natural hair or like, you know, your curls. And they were saying that it was taking out people's hair because they don't even offer a shampoo. Like that brand didn't even offer a shampoo, but this brand is huge. So it's like they influence that co-wash or, you know, just conditioner. I don't know. But I think that just like she said, for a week, I want y'all to try, you know, get in the shower, no lotion for a week and see what happens. You know what I'm saying? See what happens. And that's the same thing that's going on with your hair. Like if you're not properly cleansing your hair to start, if you're not starting off with a cleansed palette, it is not going to go anywhere from there. It's going to get clogged, like she's saying, like a lot of curly hair products have a lot of those things in them because they want to coat the hair so that it simply does what you want it to do. You're manipulating your hair. So it's trying to make it heavy so that it does what you want it to do. But then if you're not washing that back off, it's just sitting on there and building and building and building and building. You know what I mean? And then it's like thick and then your scalp can't breathe. It's not going to do anything. It don't have no oxygen. It's not going to do anything. It's not going to grow. You're wondering why your hair ain't growing. You're wondering why your hair is just stiff. And it's because you're building on all these products without first starting off with clean hair. Just clean hair. Let's just start cleaning our hair.
That's it.
And all those products will cause dryness or oily dandruff. And so you're confusing those sebaceous glands. They're like, okay, you're giving me stuff, but it's like, I'm trying to work on my own because they were meant to work on their own. So you want to balance the pH of your scalp and not put too much on this, a lot of girls, they just get it wrong. Sometimes I have to clarify before
you do. You will.
Wow.
Oh,
Yep.
I am taking notes. So please, we're winding up. If you have a question that we've not gotten to, this is your time to text right now so that I can ask these women. As you see, they are experts. And I will tell you, just listening to you has made me realize why we need to be at the salon and not ourselves. Because I'm like, oh my God, this is a lot. And already when I finish, I'm going to the products. I'm like, okay, do I see this in those products? Trash.
Mr. Trash.
I would imagine one of your biggest fears is that when we return, we're not going to return the same way we left.
That's right.
Due to the health of our hair.
Oh, Joy, you remember what I told you yesterday about the ingredient list? Whatever is the first through the fifth, that's the majority of what's in that product. So some of these products, it's like, oh, argan is in this one, but argan is number 17.
Right.
Okay, you probably got 1% of argan in there, but what you really have is some sunflower oil. That's the first oil on it. But they're promoting argan. She's in there, but she's way down the list. So you have to be careful about that too.
Okay, here's a question. How often should we wash our hair? So this is for any of you.
You should shampoo your hair as often as you need to. Some people, when they're working out, okay, let me give you a little background. From 1 to 3 days after you leave the salon, you're going to start experiencing an accumulation of 3 types of pollutants. You have your environmental pollutants, that's whatever's going on in the atmosphere. And you have cosmetic pollutants. They're products, whatever products you're applying to your hair. And then you have scalp pollutants. That comes from the acid mantle, the epidermis, whatever our scalp is giving off, whether it's sweat, sweat dries and it turns into salt, okay? So you have 3 types of pollutants already by that 3rd day. If you're working out, you're going to have to shampoo more often. You're going to have to condition more often. You're going to have to apply moisture products more often if you're working out. If you swim, you need to shampoo after every swim. Okay. Me, I don't recommend anyone go past 7 days. That's just it for me. Some people I know they wear other things and they, you don't want to do that. But even still, you can still shampoo on top of your braids. You can shampoo on top of whatever is going on under here, just in case, you don't feel like doing the whole process. So I say anywhere from 3 to 7 days, depending on the activity.
I think that people like to generalize that statement. And like she was saying, everybody's different. So if you work out every single day of the week, you need your shampoo regimen is going to be different. If you do not work out at all and you just go to work and you go back home, your shampoo regimen is going to be different. If you're a stay-at-home mom, your shampoo, like she said, there's a bunch of different things. Like she said, just the outside is going to, cause something to happen to your hair. So everybody's regimen is different. But I think that if you take the time and actually learn your hair or start, going to a stylist and let them learn your hair, they will come up with a regimen for you. Because like she said, I have clients that come every week. I have clients that come every 2 weeks, and kind of max is like every 3 weeks. But it just depends on the client, and it depends on their home care. So if they know what they're doing at home, or if I can trust that they know what they're doing at home, I can say, okay, you don't have to come, as often. We can do this, but use this at home, do this at home. Make sure you're still doing these things that I'm doing. But yeah, everybody's different. There's not a, every 2 weeks or every month. It's not a, generalized statement. And that's the wonderful thing about hair. Everybody is different. Everybody's regimen is different. Everybody's hair is different. That goes back to the store products. Like, it's hard to get store products because they're just generalized products that go for anybody,
We got a couple of questions coming in. I want to shoot them at each one of you so we can get answers to the ladies. So Erica, there's one for you. Tell us what products or what's around, how can you maintain a Brazilian blowout with new growth right now?
Oh, Lord. So, gosh, Brazilian blowout. So your Brazilian blowout is, you're going to have the natural hair. So if they have a Brazilian blowout, I'm sure they're used to being straightened. Okay. Make sure you do a sulfate-free shampoo and conditioner. Okay. So that's important. That helps to maintain the product. And then also blow drying and flat ironing that hair to keep it even, because that regrowth, sometimes with Brazilian blowout, your hair can be almost as straight as having a mild relaxer. So make sure that regrowth gets straightened with a flat iron, get as close as you can to those roots to keep it even until you can get back in and get your roots touched up for a Brazilian blowout. But
Erica, can you share that product you told me about yesterday?
yes.
To help seal from getting splitting?
So I got got Brazilian blowout certified a few years back. And so in the class, the gentleman introduced a product about a split end retainer. Basically, when you have split ends, it kind of looks like this. And so it keeps splitting if you don't get it trimmed off or whatever. So right now, while we're quarantined, you can't get to your stylist. So they have a Brazilian blowout split end sealer. So basically, it's seaweed technology. So you have to, it's like a lotion that you put on only the ends, like the last inch or so of your hair. And then you take a warm blow dryer and just blow it in. And then it seals them off so they don't open for 30 days. And then that will give you time. And then in 30 days, it wears off. So you can repeat that until you can get back to your stylist. And
Wow.
honest to God, I was not a believer. And I'm sitting in the class like, oh, you're going to have to show me this.
That's
And
right.
you're going to see under a microscope, it really did close it off like a little, it just
That's
sealed
cool.
it down until you can get back to your stylist. So if you can keep that split in from splitting more, you can get it trimmed and retain length that is growing from the root.
That makes sense.
And it's called Brazilian Blowout Split End Correction.
Yes.
Wow.
I got one for you, Angie. Dandruff. People who are dealing with dandruff right now, what could they be doing to reduce the dandruff? And some of it they haven't really rinsed their hair out good, and it may be product.
It could be a number of things. I would have to do an analysis, because some people thinking they have dandruff and it may be seborrheic dermatitis.
Right.
I would have to do an analysis to make sure that that's exactly what it is first and foremost. Some people are dealing with eczema in their head. I mean, it's different things. But anytime we're talking about hair and scalp care, you have to start with a clean foundation. So you definitely want to make sure that you're not using any products that are going to go against the pH of the hair, which is 4.5 to 5.5 pH. You can find products, do your own research of products that will maintain that pH. Then you have less likelihood to irritate the scalp even more, because dandruff is just excessive shedding of the epidermis. That's what it is. But you could just, have some other issues going on that would need to be looked at by a dermatologist. You may have something internal that's causing some other things, your excessive skin disorders, things of that nature. But I would say for sure, start with looking at the pH of those products. That's number one, and keeping that area as clean as possible.
Okay.
I have a question really quick, Miss. I have a question, Miss Joy. Both you guys, Miss Erica and Miss Angie. Have you guys ever tried like aloe vera on here, like fresh aloe vera? That's
one of the treatments that I use, but I didn't want to be telling folks, go get you an aloe vera and do this. But yes, ma'am.
Natural. I mean, you can get it from the store. It's a natural product, and what I find that it does it'll heal it overnight. It's a real problem, because like if it's just dandruff, that aloe vera might clear it up by putting that directly on your scalp. Then you can be like, okay, if it's more than that, then maybe you have one of the other things that you were speaking of.
But yes, that will, and it does. I like using the plant, straight out the plant.
Me too.
Yes.
Yep. I can't trust the products. I don't know how much of it. Just like you said, I don't know how much aloe vera really is.
The gels and all that. I'm good.
And I notice a lot of times when clients, sometimes they have sew-ins and they get very itchy, and they get scalp damage. Put a little aloe vera on there. I'm telling you,
it'll work a wonder.
It's a healer. It's a healer.
It really is. It really is.
Wow.
Thank you for bringing that up. I didn't want to.
Yeah, I know. I'm like I said, I'm
trying to be safe.
That's a good tip to share.
Yeah.
We have to share
because if we don't tell them, they don't know. And then if they come back messed up, we like, man, we should have just told them. We should have just told them.
We appreciate you telling us. Thank you. We need this help. This one is for you. How do you keep fine, relaxed hair from going flat? I wrap my hair every night. I struggle with that as well. My hair is fine.
Mine too.
So like Miss Angie was saying, what you can do is do things to cause volume to your hair. Like for instance, you can put rollers in it. That's going to cause you wrapping it might not be good for you, because really what you're doing when you're wrapping your hair, your natural oils are coming out. So those natural oils are going to then start weighing your hair down, because our hair is already, a looser texture, because it's not natural anymore and it's, chemically processed. So you could put rollers in your hair. You can braid your hair to give it texture. You know what I'm saying? You can do a braid out. Like people think that braid outs and twist outs are just for, you know, natural people. It's not. I do it all the time. I braid my hair and I just wear it wavy. And that's, I mean, a lot of people think that probably, you know, I'm natural, but it's like, no, I just simply blew my hair out, or I'll even braid it wet and let it completely dry and then take it out and wear it like that. You just have to test different styles on yourself to see if you like it. But there's a plethora of things. It's just going to cause a little maintenance, a little work, but you know, you want to put in the work. If you want to put in the work, there's a plethora of things that you can do, but you just have to try it out.
And another thing with fine haircuts, Joy, you know my hair. Something that I do, if I have a wrap, I never use, of course, a brush or a comb to wrap my hair. How you get it flat, I use my fingers. That automatically keeps your volume in, and then I will counterclockwise from one night to the next. I don't just keep going in the same direction. I'll change it up. Okay, does that make sense?
I told my clients that, and they were like, I don't wrap that way. I'm like, I know.
You better learn.
I know the way you wrap. I know you're going to wear it this way. Do it this way. You're going to have a tremendous volume.
Yes.
I wrap the opposite way of the way you're going to wear your hair. And I also I have quite a few clients that have thinner hair. And so they love roller sets. And sometimes I tell them at night, don't just wrap it close to the scalp. I said, put your rollers back in it and do a dry doobie. So in the morning before you shower, wrap your hair loosely, tie it up, take your shower, then comb it down, and you have a voluminous look. But every night, re-roll it.
Or pin curl. If you don't want to do the rollers, you can pin curl it, because I can like pin curl my hair up right here, because I want
hair curls.
Yeah,
I will pin curl it up. But like I said, it takes maintenance.
It does.
You gotta do some kind of maintenance.
Well, I will tell you, you ladies, again, are just blowing me away. And the feedback online, people are loving this, the information. I think not only have you helped us, it's been amazing to see you're even learning from each other. So there's no one has all the answers. That's the beauty of connecting, the beauty of sharing. But as we begin to wrap up, I want to ask each of you for a moment to share what's one thing that we should not be doing right now. And if you have a word of encouragement or just something you want to speak from your heart to encourage women and men, and we have men online too, so they've been asking me, is there anything different with male hair than female hair? Hair is hair, I assume. Please share. So why don't we start with Erica? Why don't you start?
I would say during this time, do not just go to sleep on your hair any kind of way. Tie that hair up, massage that scalp before you go to bed, get that blood flowing, maintain it, cover it so that it's protected. I know in these times we can get lazy because we're not going out and seeing people, but you need to take care of your hair. And like Joy said, if you're feeling bad, look better, okay? It's hard during these quarantine times. So look your best, slay at home by yourself, okay? And then I would also say, please do not cut your own hair during these times. Wait for your stylist. And after everything that we've said, I hope we can do this again someday, but I would just say, I love and miss each and every one of my clients. And I can't wait to see you again. And it's not about making money. It's about, I miss people. I miss seeing other humans other than my children. Okay. So we miss you all. We love you. And we just want you all to be taken care of during this time, since we can't hands-on take care of you. So.
Ariana, thank you, Erica. We miss you too.
Yes, I love that. But what I want to share is kind of on the same lines as what she's saying. I want to challenge everyone to take this time and take advantage of this time. You have a lot more time on your hands. And I put myself to this challenge. I said, I always complain about not having enough time to do this, or, I don't have enough time, or I'm tired, or I'm this. So I've been on this, like, since we've been on quarantine, I'm healthier, I'm losing weight, I'm slimming up, I'm taking care of my skin, I'm taking care of my hair. I'm taking the time to take care of myself. Self-care is really huge. So take that time to take care of your hair as well. Put that into your regimen and just see what you can change if you take time. So like, I want to just challenge everyone to take a little more time, take a time to do your nighttime regimen, wake up, get yourself together. Even if you don't look perfect, just know that, okay, I did something today to make sure that my self is better. My inner self as well as my outer self is better. And I also want to say, of course, my clients know I love them to death. I'm still, I hope you're feeling my love through my social media, because I'm very active on my social media so that I can, you know, have the interaction with my clients, because the person that I am, I'm not only child, I love being around people. And luckily I love, you know, being around my family and I can get that interaction through them, but also social media has helped too. So just be interactive with people in any way you can, you know? And I hope you guys are feeling my love through my social media and all my hard work that I'm putting into you guys. Even being off work, we're still a stylist, we're still, you know, putting in work because we hustlers, and we have to, that's just all we know, you know? We don't have any PTO or things like that. So just I feel like I want everybody to take time to reach out to their stylist and say, you know, I appreciate what you're doing, because I know you're still doing things even this time. I know you're not just sitting around not doing anything. So just reach out to your stylist even and say, you know, I appreciate you. And now I really appreciate and I see what you have done all this time for me, because I got to do it for myself, you know?
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Angie?
I totally agree with both. Take time to take care. One thing that I'm really encouraging women in this time, a lot of times, and y'all know, when we go through stressful situations or things change, our hair goes through with us.
Yes.
So more than anything, do not sacrifice your hair making permanent changes for temporary challenges. This is a temporary challenge, and you all, we are going to take the strategies. We're going to learn from each other, and we're going to not only overcome and beat COVID, but we're going to beat it and come out still being cute. That's what we want to do more than anything. We're going to overcome all of this. It's temporary. And with just a little support, little instruction, a little demonstration, you'll be surprised how much you'll be able to do and learn in this time. This is a very important time for us to learn about many different things about ourselves, about what matters most. And as we can see, our hair probably matters a little bit more than what we thought before, now that we have to take care of it. So take advantage of this time and take time to take care.
So ladies, how I know that your social media, your emails are getting ready to blow up, because there were so many questions we didn't even get a chance to get to. But how can people find you? So Angie, if people want to reach out after this, how can people interact with you?
I have a private Facebook group called the Haircare Coach VIP. And that's where I put all of my resources and demonstrations and everything on there. You're more than welcome to send me an invite. I'll let you right on in and you can start partaking. You have direct access to me, of course, through Messenger. Shoot me a question anytime and I'll get back with you in 24 hours.
Thank you. What about you, Erica? How can people reach you?
So I'm on Instagram, my name, Erica Stowe. I'm on Facebook. I have Images and Styles page. And then I have a new YouTube channel coming up. So be looking out for that. That's going to be a lot of fun. So yeah, you can find me. My name.
All right. All right. Anna?
And same, I have a plethora of different ways to contact me. You can contact me for your kits. Like I know a lot of people were asking about the kits through my email, which is hairbyAbrianna, ABRYANNA@gmail.com. And then my Instagram is @HelloBeautifulHair_. And I also have a YouTube that I'm trying to take advantage of and trying to stir up now. That is HBH by Abrianna. My name. And my Facebook is my name, Abrianna Williams.
Well, I just want to first, from the bottom of my heart, thank you. When I reached out to each one of you, it was just an easy yes. You were so open to this conversation. Hair is so important. You know, we know that beauty starts from within, but a lot of the world looks at us first from what's on the outside. And in many cases, there could be a lot of judgment or bias around us. So we always are trying to do our best to remove any of those stereotypes, but also look our best and to feel our best. And my mother always told me, when you feel your worst, look your best and you'll feel better.
Wow, I like that.
Even just getting dressed today, which most of us haven't gotten dressed up, it felt good. You know, even just being with you, I felt like I can wear heels and I'm going like nowhere to wear heels. Feels good to do it and to have this moment. Some of you have asked, will we be doing or will I be hosting more panels like this? And I'm going to say to you is I want to hear, would you like to hear more from others on different topics? If you're interested or think I should do more of this in the comments, Tell me that you want to hear more. Share the topics that you would love for us to talk about. Bring other guests on about what's on your mind right now. What are those things that you're dying to connect on and get great advice? You have blessed each and every one of us today. You've certainly blessed me. And again, every time I think I feel a little productive in being able to manage my hair, you just blew all that out of the water. I realized that I needed all of this help and then some. As I was thinking I was helping everybody, I realized I probably needed more of this than anybody else so that I won't be trying things. But please follow me on Speaking Joy. Please share this video after we end. You could share it to all of your social media channels. Please hashtag Speaking Joy. I'm merely on a mission. I'm merely trying to live out my life's vision and purpose, and that is to ignite more joy and more love and more peace into the hearts and the minds and the souls in which I'm honored to connect with. And I want you to know, in the words of Speaking Joy, my faith is bigger than COVID-19. I know that this is just temporary. This is the exact time for the faithful and for the fearless in the faith of God to show up and show the world that we are bigger than this, and that we too will remain encouraged, happy, whole, healthy, well, and showing God's love. So to each of you, thank you, thank you, thank you from the bottom of my heart. And this has been an amazing experience, having a great conversation with three women that I admire immensely, and I love you dearly, and I miss all of you, all of you, all of you, all of you. So support me.
Until next time, because we need a part 2.
Yeah, have a great Sunday, everyone. Have a wonderful day. Bye.
Bye.